Welcome to another GameGods podcast. I'm your host, Skulls and Hero. Today I'm joined by the one, the only, Matthew Ford.
Hey.
And the man in the red corner is none other than Timmy. How are you doing, Timmy?
I think you're black.
Here
we go.
Here we go. We're trying to talk about games here. Recently, a very interesting game came out. A very controversial game as far as DLC is concerned. Evolve. Have you guys been playing Evolve?
I did. I picked it up day one.
Day one.
I didn't play it day one, but I played it a week after, so I played it week one.
And what are your main thoughts? Like, you've been playing it for a while now.
I'm hooked.
You're hooked?
I really like it.
Yeah.
I will say the only downside is, from what most of the critics have been saying, it's a progressive system.
Mm-hmm.
I think all the characters should be available to you right away.
Right.
I hate having to use a character I don't like,
Mm-hmm.
grind them out, and then unlock the next character.
Right.
No. I feel like that...
Oh, no, go ahead. I was being an asshole for interrupting.
No, go ahead. If you want to be an asshole, go ahead. Come in.
No, I think that's actually a good thing because it forces you into using all the characters and becoming proficient in them. Because this is a type of game where you need to be proficient.
Yeah, it's actually very interesting because I do agree with that.
I agree with that, but it's not like...
It would be more friendlier.
But it's not like I can use a different character for that class. If I don't like that character's skill set, I don't want to have to use it. I think it's annoying.
No, but I think this is the type of game... It was a good thing that they forced you to do it because it gave you an introduction to what your class specifics were. But
I think it ties in more that goes to prove that Evolve is going to be... They're going to try to keep Evolve alive for a long time. And by you knowing every character is going to...
Well, do you know what? I just, personally on that, I think it's a bad way to do that. Because I think you're kind of...
Yeah, it could be. And actually,
especially for people that want things instantly. And I'm not the person that want things instantly, but I think it's... I don't care
but that's actually
so
then this game is very opposite because a lot of games give you right
away
instantly.
Yes. Right, and this is a game where I wouldn't mind if it did that.
Yeah.
Yes,
weird.
okay, this game is for people who were playing PC games in 1998, not the premature ejaculation generation.
I agree 100%.
No, but I agree with Timmy more that I actually do like that progression because
because you didn't play the hunters until much later.
But I unlocked the monsters. But I just love the monsters. But what I'm saying is, I didn't play the hunters, but I know how to play them all. So that when I finally do, even though I put how you can put the order of the players you want to play as.
Customize your characters.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's fine. I love each of the classes. I adore each of the classes.
Yeah.
It's not like I play with one of each class.
But
there's people I don't want to use, like Val. I don't like Val.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. Like say they jump me, they put me in a match where I can't be the monster, I can't be support. Like I can actually, even if they put me on a character I don't want to be, like a trapper. I know how to play them because I went through and
you had to grind out.
Exactly.
So
and this is the type of game where I think you need to be a little proficient in all characters.
Yeah.
That's fine. I want to be proficient in every class, not characters in each class.
I like it. It's a game.
It's cool. And it gives you choices.
It's a Renaissance game. It's a Renaissance game for Renaissance men, not an insect who's used to a specific type of class and will meander about in his linear existence. I like it. It really expresses you to become like a Michelangelo. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's become everything.
The Sistine Chapel, man.
What the heck are you talking about, man? I don't think that it's that intense. You're good, but what I'm saying is that it's a game that gives you classes that are mandatory. You know how you play Team Fortress and everybody could be
how do you win that way?
A
pirate.
Yeah,
everybody could be a spy, and there were people who would play like that. But in this game,
that's what makes I think going on top, that's what made Team Fortress 2 so fun and unpredictable is that you weren't restricted to one class. Everyone could pick one thing, and you could make the game just backstabbing each other.
Exactly.
So
that's
awesome.
But that's the kind of game that.
So if everyone, look how ridiculous this game would be if everyone was a trapper.
Yeah.
Trap. Everyone's missing.
Everybody's missing. They're all stuck in their own domes.
Because you don't have a tank class or a support class. Everyone gets screwed every game.
No, the monster has to go through 45 traps.
And this is what's so beautiful about this game is that each class needs to be working together to win.
Yeah.
You cannot have, unless you're ridiculous at what you do.
Yeah.
You cannot win with three classes or two or three classes.
No, I mean, yes, Val's terrible AI, but for me, it was kind of a reminiscence of being the most beloved person in Team Fortress 2 as the medic. Because everybody loved you.
Timmy, that's the first class I latched onto was the medic.
Yeah.
Not when I found out you could unlock Lazarus. Because Lazarus, before I even played the game, appealed to me because I loved the look of him and then the idea of resurrecting. He's the only one that can resurrect. Yeah. And he's the only medic that has stealth.
Oh, okay. Which
is really cool.
He had to use the stealth to get around to revive.
Yeah, to revive.
No, I said, that support idea, ever since I played Team Fortress 2, always, using the strings to kind of change the battlefield. That's always been my play style.
Yeah.
So that's why the medic, the spy, and then just the engineer, something like that. Just like knowing that you may stay in one spot, but you are helping them win.
Yeah, like I'm in the process of unlocking. Who's the second guy? Buckethead? Is that the second support guy? Bucket, Buckethead.
For the support cut.
Yeah, but Bucket. Like I can't wait to get him because he's kind of like
awesome.
he's like the engineer. He drops little drones. He can actually
UAV.
Yeah,
UAVs works brilliant.
I got so hyped for him when I saw the demo.
Yeah. And so like even though my main go-to is the monster, if ever I have to choose, I go for support. You know, the monsters are insane. Speaking of the monsters, man,
they're beautiful.
Yeah, they are. They are awesome.
Hate versing the Wraith though. AI.
He's a nuisance. He really is.
He's not. No. Let's just get a little more juvenile. He's a faggot. Let's just get that straight out there. He's a giant.
Why is
faggot.
that? Why is that?
Why is he?
Just seeing him with his little gay.
He's a refugee.
Seeing him with his little gay scythe thing. His little scythe arms, just like
I will say,
all badass.
I will say, like now
up.
that the game started, people are having trouble fighting the Wraith. I only beat him once as a hunter, but it's funny because when I first tried the Wraith, I was actually thrown into a match that the Wraith was controlled by a bot, and whoever was playing the Wraith beforehand, I had quit. And so I was like, yeah, sure, I'll control the Wraith. I don't even have them unlocked yet. And I beat everybody. That was the first time I'd ever used them. And I beat the hunters. So I really think right now it's just a question of nobody really knows how to fight the Wraith. Of course, people are learning. Yeah.
I've beaten him consistently.
Yeah.
Now, at first, I couldn't beat him.
Yeah.
He was the only monster I could not beat.
Yeah.
And then I got it down, learned my classes and everything. We get him down.
Yeah, okay.
We get him down.
No,
he's not OP. He was OP in Alpha, but
yeah.
No,
his decoy. Let me tell you what's making. He's the hardest monster to track.
Yes.
Monster to track.
No, actually, in all the games I played with him,
time.
it's kind of the opposite with me. I'm actually having easier time with the Wraith. I'm actually having a hard time with the Goliath.
Really? Well, the Goliath is like an up in your face kind of guy. He's got like his armor is
my
I
favorite
think
monster.
Yeah, right now, yeah.
I'd love to have like a little life-size pet of him.
Goliath.
Yeah.
No.
Well, it's funny. I love to control the Kraken, but I love to fight the Goliath. The Goliath.
The Goliath's blast.
He's really cool. Like
I don't know. Speaking of which, there is
A
extra
fourth
game
monster.
options that you could put 2 monsters in hunt. Did you see that?
No. Wait, that you could put.
You can change the flow of the game to your benefit or to the monster's benefit. You can add an extra monster.
You can add it. I did not know that.
2 monsters. I'm gonna start using them once I get good. So you get 2 monsters in hunt, I believe. Isn't that insane?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
At this point,
but people are not investigating. If you actually go into your game options,
are they like scaled down monsters, or are they actually still the same size?
I have not. I don't
You
know.
haven't tried
I'm not
it?
going to confirm that, but I think it's full on.
They found that I think they found I don't know if it was them or a different game, but I think the developer said that if the four hunters is the best you can get out of it, like if they put an extra hunter, everybody feels like they're not exactly contributing or something like that along those lines.
Well, it's funny because I would wish they would put in an 8 versus 2 monsters.
That would be sick. Yeah,
I think it would work on a big map. 8 hunters, 2 big monsters. How awesome would that be?
That would be awesome
because you have one team taking 1 monster down, and then all of a sudden, it could be crazy. You have like 8 people near each other. I think that would be insane. I think that's a game mode that would be.
I think it would be insane, but I think that the fact that you have all the hunters that can contribute to each other's abilities, that the monsters would, the monsters would.
Okay, then add 3.
The army.
Let's do 3 monsters.
No, but that's a great idea. I think that would be awesome.
Actually, let's add 3 monsters.
No, not just 8 players. Add all the hunters. Everyone can play. You know how you have all the classes. Add all 12 people against 5 monsters.
The maps aren't that big.
Yeah,
they have to make the maps much
collisions would be.
No, like once you start, shit would happen.
Yeah.
Once you drop down off your parachute, shit would be going on.
The monster wouldn't even go run and hide. He'd just wait for everybody to come down from the
thrill.
They wouldn't go hide. Like, come on.
This isn't the thrill of the hunt.
They're like they're sky, when you're just staring at them down, just trying to catch them. I got 2.
Or just the Wraith
grabs his abduction right out in the air, dude.
I've never seen the AI use the abduction.
It's horrifying. Yeah, he just grabs you and brings you.
I will say, I did see one time. I did see playing a multiplayer match. Like our team was like sort of in a single file line. We were going through these things, and I just see the Wraith come from the corner. I didn't even just abduct him and go back. And I was like, "This is what I wanted. This is what I wanted in this game." Yes. It was insane. But speaking of which, let's get down to something. This is a little a different topic, still the same game. Do you think right now there's this big controversy that the DLC some people are claiming that you need to spend about $120 to truly enjoy this game, that there's too much DLC, it's a DLC fest. Do you feel that this game is worth the $60 that it is right now?
Absolutely not. I don't, and I will go to this. I don't think any game. I hate throwing down $60 for a game.
For any game.
For any game, and you're telling me, for years they've always been expensive. Okay, yes, but I think $50 is reasonable for any game.
Okay.
Unless you're dealing with a portable game, like a 3DS, $40. That's fine.
No.
Yeah.
Back in my day, they were $30.
Okay. All right, $30 then for a portable game.
Because
Okay.
I remember Metroid Fusion.
I will throw down $50. I will. 60, even though it's 10 more bucks, dude, it's still 10 more dollars plus tax. That's another.
When did it turn 60? Was it
when the 360 hit?
On the 360
No,
or the PS3?
sixth generation. Yeah.
Or
or was it
no, the seventh
Sorry,
generation. The
seventh
sixth
generation
generation was the last
$50
game.
model.
Jeez. So you're saying right now that aside from that, I will get to that. But
this game is not worth $60.
Not worth
$60. What? I pay $60 for it.
But why? Why is it not worth it?
Why it's not worth it or why it's worth it?
No, why is it not worth it?
For what the game is, this is how I look at it. Games that are huge, like I know, let's take the Elder Scrolls, Morrowind. Just when you have a game that has 200 hours of content, yes, I will pay $60 for
No, that game.
No, I'm talking content that's already in the game.
Yeah.
Not that you're going to be spending money over the next year. I'm talking about I paid $60. There's 100 hours at least in the game. All right, that game could keep me entertained for months.
Yeah.
Not your average game today is 10 hours.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think
10,
even less
15.
than that.
Well, if you speed run it.
No, I think even less than that.
I think the average game is 12 hours. I think that's
okay. Well, I was close.
Yeah.
10 to 12 hours. All right. I was gonna say 10 to 15.
Yeah.
If you don't know what you're doing, if you get the game and you speed. Speaking of which, I'm not gonna go off topic, but I want to get into before we end about game length for a game that you want to get later this month and what.
The order.
Did you read that?
I heard that.
Did you read
Someone
that?
took
I did read that.
5
Yeah.
hours.
It's
5 hours.
5 hours.
Someone got it done first through 5 hours. People were saying if you don't know what you're doing, it maybe 8 to 10.
That's pathetic.
Wow.
Or you think maybe that purchase.
No, I'm not. I still want to get it, but
but you were bitching at me about freaking Evolve when you.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, I'll get to my point of view.
And
but,
Evolve has way more because that's every time you go into a match, you're gonna have a different experience.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay.
You
but,
really
but,
do.
Yeah, you do. But but before we get deeper into that, you play the game just this week or last week?
Just for 2 days.
Just for 2
Last
days. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And those two. Now that's not enough time to give it a reasonable judgment. But so far, are you? I mean, those 2 days that you played, do you feel Evolve's worth that $60? Have you been sold on the game that you would go out and buy your own copy of Evolve?
Oh no, I would. I told you, Skulls and Heroes. If I buy something, even if I love it, I will sell it. If I see a number that is not reasonable, even if it's good, I will sell it. Just like I did my first 3DS.
Yeah, what do you mean?
When I see $200 on a 3DS, I'm like, am I going to be playing this in the next week?
When you see a what?
When I see $200 on the 3DS, I'm like, am I going to be playing this?
Are you
the next
talking
week?
about the amount of the console, the $200?
No, yeah, I told you I'm very schizophrenic with my purchases.
Okay, I'm talking about games. I'm not talking about platforms.
No,
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
saying, when
I
see
understand
a
what you're saying. The concept that you still carry it on over to your games.
Mhm,
But
right.
how do you rate the Evolve? Are you saying? I mean, the Evolve. How do you rate Evolve by saying that? Am I going to be playing Evolve in the next 2 weeks?
Oh yeah, I'm going to be playing it more than 2 weeks.
Okay, so then it's sold you, right? You like the game so far.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's good.
And you?
And me,
What about
I
you?
do not think it's worth the $60,
Okay.
and I will say it's sort of like one of my favorite all-time franchises, Super Smash Brothers. It's
Why don't
like
we just use Monster Hunter? Why don't we have to use Smash?
because Smash, I can relate to this in some way. Now, Smash Brothers, if the game was released with the core mechanic, which is fighting, which is it's the main like Smash mode. That's what it's called, like Smash. When you play that, if that was all that was sold with Smash Brothers, nobody would like it. Everybody would be outraged with the game, and of course, there's millions of different situations that can come out of playing 4 players, 3 players with items and stuff like that. So you could, it's the same. It's similar to Evolve in that way that there's different outcomes for the same kind of game match.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How much do you think Evolve should be worth? Don't
$40.
tell me $20.
$40.
$40?
$40.
$40.
Yes, I think it's worth $40.
That game
and then
costs
I
so
will
much more to make. I mean, that game.
I know,
at
and
least,
that
what 100 million, probably 80 to 100
to make.
Yeah,
Well,
80 to 100.
I
right?
honestly I don't know right now. I do know that Turtle Rock Studios, the guys that made the game,
Well, they made a crap ton of money off Left 4 Dead, so
Yeah, well,
we're not poor
I know,
in any sense.
I know that but what I'm saying is that like
I think going back to the value thing again, I think in a sense, I think it's worth $60, but at the same time, it's not because when I think of,
I actually feel the same. Yes.
When I think of Evolve and many other games like it, kind of like Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead only shipped with 4 campaigns, $60. I would never in my life think about selling it. I could still play it today.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about having many things, many content. It's about having 4 good things.
Yeah.
Would you rather have 15 mediocre maps for $60 or 5 really great maps? No, like for example, like playing a first-person shooter, 15 mediocre maps in the multiplayer, shitty gameplay, or amazing addictive gameplay with 5 great multiplayer maps that you can play over and over
Well, I
again.
believe Left 4 Dead was totally worth $60 because you had 4 different campaigns that could extend, depending upon the difficulty. It wasn't like the shortest game.
No,
it's not the longest game.
It's
but
not.
You had
but
4
it wasn't.
different campaigns.
Yeah, but I mean, still, it actually
but
it shares a lot of similarities to Evolve in the sense that
but
it's that the situation, like the randomness of the enemies, situations could change depending on who you're playing with. Some people could say so. It actually. It's similar, yeah. I mean, was there an outrage when Left 4 Dead came out?
No,
there wasn't.
No, there was an outrage when the second one did. Oh,
was it?
Because everyone wanted Half-Life 3, which they've been bitching about for years.
Stop!
But going back to what I was saying though about Smash Brothers, it's like if Smash Brothers sold with this, they're 2 different games, but obviously Smash Brothers is the same.
Why is that game worth $60?
Because there's so much content in there. There's
is
so
that
much.
content even worth playing? Because I've never played a Smash.
Well, it depends who you are.
I only played Smash to fight.
Again, like what we're talking about is it's opinion, and to me, I feel like it is. Now with Evolve, some people have been saying it's a very free to play game, it has that sense that it's like.
Why is it a free to play?
No, because like it's got the progression system that it takes forever to get your characters and it takes forever to.
Why is it F2P?
Have you ever played a free to play?
I haven't. A lot of mobile games are F2Ps.
Yeah, well, like they share that same similarity.
But you don't have to pay to.
Wait, what the heck?
I mean, you only have
what
to.
What the fuck's an F2?
A free to play.
Like you don't pay anything, but as you play the game, you unlock stuff. Like that takes forever to unlock.
Why is that an F2P style? You do that in any other RPG or any other type of game.
But this is an RPG. What I'm saying,
no,
like
but
RPG.
as a shooter, you just unlock stuff.
No, what I'm saying is that. Well, what people are saying, because I've read a couple of reviews that they're all saying it's got a free to play model, and what I mean by that is that like every character, I mean everything's in there, but like if you want like there's just a lot of DLC.
But don't have to, dude. That's if you want skin packs, but you had to pay for that. In any other game for DLC that developed was.
No,
hey, if you want a skin pack, you got to pay for it.
Exactly,
but if you had a fucking
you want
PC,
a monster skin pack.
If you had a fucking PC, you
just mod it, right? But that's we've been doing that for a while now.
Right.
How that's an FTP
no, I guess what I'm saying is that like I feel like it's $40 simply because it's there. I love the game. I've been playing it a lot. I've been playing like crazy, but there was a point that I beat. I won my match as a monster, and I just was like. What else is there? Like I got to the point. I wasn't bored of the game, but I was a little like I was done for the day, and I wanted more out of the game, and I didn't get it. And that to me was like as many. I don't know. I'm not crazy about the other modes anyway. Like
they're not that great. It's funny because there was an interesting another perspective that they said Hunt was the weakest mode.
Yeah.
They didn't like Hunt. They felt it was dragged on. They said
Hunt.
Yes.
The main mode.
The main mode was not their favorite. They said Nest and Defend. They really liked, and I can't stand Nest.
Who's they?
What's that?
Who's they?
It was Game Art. I think it was Polygon. One of the writers that wrote for them. I don't quote me on that, but it was one of them that they said Hunt was the weakest mode for them. They didn't like it. They said other modes were better.
I think maybe because there are times there are matches when I played as the hunter where we for 15 minutes we never found the monster
because you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to get better at what you're doing. Yeah.
Well, not just that. It's like the monster's just good at what he's doing.
Yeah.
We're fighting against a really good monster, and that's when I feel like people
online or offline.
Online.
Online. You want those things to drag on. That's what
I was gonna say.
Some of it, not an hour.
No, but that's what I was gonna say. Like it dragged on for that match, but I enjoyed every minute because you're like looking between the trees. You're thinking, I saw it.
I mean, you think about it. It's an actual hunt.
Yeah,
you're hunting for something,
and that's what people have to understand as well.
Patience. A hunter is patient.
Yeah.
It takes time.
And it's interesting because like
you're smart.
Things are highlighted in the game, like as far as like footprints and stuff. Like trees are not highlighted, and people need to pay attention to that. Like there are 2 things that are not highlighted. Yeah, and corpses. That's the other thing I was going to say.
Like dead carcasses.
Yeah, and there was one time where like our team passed by corpses, and they completely went the opposite way when the corpses were leading another way, and it just turns out later. birds were aware. Birds were scared in that direction, so we ended up having to turn around. It's like you got to pay. It really is a hunt. Yeah, it really is a hunt, and people need to understand it's not a Call of Duty. You're not trying. Yeah, and what I like about
airstrike, well, you kind of can orbital strike.
So going back to reel this back around. I'm sort of with Timmy on this. That I believe it should be a $40 game. Okay. It could be a $60 game. Just put a little more stuff in there. I'm devastated that because I thought I wasn't gonna get the game, but the fact that I'm gonna have to spend $15 later to get the Behemoth it kind of gets to me because I'm like,
but that's today, dude. I mean, it's sad, but that's the reality of video games today. It sucks. I don't agree with you.
So in the end, it's gonna be $75 for me. And do I think it's $75 game?
No.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And then what's that? You want a season pass if you want to get the season pass for the next $25 for the upcoming hunters, and that season pass doesn't even cover the next monster. You're not going to get the next monster if you get the season pass. So which one do you want? And
I know, I'll probably spend it.
Same here, man. Same here. That's why I hate it. That's like you created this great game. This great game that I want to play, and you're shoving this stuff at me.
No, it's funny, but I don't know. I don't see why everyone's bitching about the DLC right now. I mean, those are just options. Yeah, there's $130 worth of shit to buy in that game right now. It's ridiculous. Yeah, $130 of DLC packs, but those are options. You don't have to buy that.
I guess what gets to me is when I went to the store when I bought the game The Last of Us. When I went to the store, there's nothing there. But when I go to the store on Evolve. There's $130 worth of stuff, and there's $130 worth of content in there, and why are people getting mad about that? You don't need that stuff.
You don't need any of it to play the game. That's just if you want to customize your character.
You got the premature narcissistic ejaculation minute fucking men generation who have to customize and have a fucking identity all the time. They can't stand the sight of anonymity.
No, but that's actually true. Something gets over me when I play in the game and I see a guy with one of the texture packs on their monster, and I'm just like, do you feel good? Does it make
you feel different?
Do you feel different? Do you feel special?
I'm actually kind of a sucker for that, but I don't think you should
you know what? It's funny is that I remember you telling me things like that. Like, I love skins. I love skins.
I like to be able to be very optional. I like that, but I agree with spending for $100.
No, I like it too. Okay, so a game I just recently beat. And I didn't realize it was such a gem. I know you played it before, but I didn't realize how much of a gem that game was. And I had it sitting in my counter for the longest time. What? Was Ratchet & Clank. I just beat it, and
Have you ever played any of the Ratchet & Clank?
I never played a Ratchet & Clank game. I know you played it, and I remember
you played every one of them.
Yeah, you played them all, and I remember Albert talking about it. Or Albert's an old friend of ours. He talked about it with you
he's a lot more successful than us.
He's like, but he talked about the game like how it was like one of the best games ever made, and you both liked it. And I just thought, okay, I did own a PlayStation 2 game of it, and I never touched it. And then here, lo and behold, years later, I bought the PS. I bought the PS3 one, the Tools of Destruction. I put it in for 2 hours, and I just put it away and never touched it. 2 years later, I pop it in and I play it, and I don't put it down. I was blown away how good. But anyways, tying that together, there are skins in that game. There are unlockable weapons in that game. Everything unlocked within in-game. What happened to that? Why? And that game it was $60 at the time, and you get a full campaign. You get, it's just that game has so much to offer.
Aren't those weapons a blast? Do you ever get old? You can't wait to get that next amazing gun.
And going a little off topic, doesn't that fucking pain you that you waited so long to play it? That's how the same way I felt. That's the same way I felt with Paper Mario. I bought it back in 2005.
But you know what?
I just want to wring myself in the neck because that could have made that year so much more special.
I probably could have, but you know what? Games like that are timeless.
Yeah.
So I can play it again and still enjoy
it. I feel bad because I can't go back, because I know if I go back, I'm going to be there's features that are missing that are not going to be as sound as they were in the latest game. But now I'm probably going to get Into the Nexus, which is the latest Ratchet & Clank.
Dude, actually the ones before personally are better.
Yeah.
Tools of Destruction, second, and then my favorite are Up Your Arsenal.
Yeah.
That's the best one, as far as guns wise. I mean, graphically, it's going backwards.
Well, it just, I don't want to get too off topic because we're here talking about Evolve, but Ratchet & Clank blew me away as far as presentation, gameplay wise. I almost wanted to do a retro review on it because I was man, this game left a impression on me, because I was wow. But my data got corrupted, so I couldn't do much after that.
It's been a while since I heard that.
Yeah, I was oh my god.
How does your data get corrupted?
Oh, well, what happened was I turned it off when, because if you beat the boss, have you beat Tools of Destruction? When I beat the final boss, it lets you know. It asks you, do you want to go back to your previous save data to go collect everything, or do you want to start a new game with the hardest difficulty and carry over all your experience? Well, I said I want to go back because I want to collect everything. I wanted to 100% the game because it's so awesome, and the worlds like that. I was like, this is way more sci-fi than Destiny was, because like you can go to these worlds that just blow your mind away. But anyways, I don't want to get. That's another topic. And
stop hating on Destiny.
So and I went, and as I was going back. At that moment, my girlfriend sent me a message because I didn't actually buy Evolve. My girlfriend sent me a message with just a code in it, and I was like, okay. She's like, put this in the PlayStation Network. I went and put it in, and it says you just got Evolve. And I was like, oh yeah. So my girlfriend got it for me. And
so was that when you were texting me? Should I get Evolve?
Yeah, it was still like, because I had talked to her about it too. I was like, oh, I'm kind of debating, should I get it or not? She just went and got it. So when that happened, I was like a little idiot, kid. I just turned off the PS3, went straight to Evolve.
And you corrupted your data?
And I corrupted my
Evolve
data. Evolve corrupted my data. Is it worth $60? No, it's not.
So screw your other data up.
No, but yeah, that being said, I guess that ties it all together. So back to Evolve.
That was your fault, dude.
That was my fault. I don't blame anybody but myself.
Was that a big punchline?
No, it wasn't. I actually didn't intend for it to...
No, you weaved that up like a spider web.
No, I didn't, dude. Like, it really... I just finished it before I started playing Evolve.
Oh, yeah, you did. You subconsciously said, I'm going to make a big joke, a big 20-minute joke.
No, I did not. I swear I did not. I was talking about Ratchet and Clank because of the content in the game. But tying it back to Evolve is if it was worth that $60, and I don't feel like the content in that game is worth $60.
No, absolutely not. I love it. It's a blast, and I think it's a...
No, I think the content lies in
the experience you get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is. It's like Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
It's a make or break if you have crappy teammates.
Yeah.
So you can still have fun, but it's just like you can't progress forward.
Exactly.
So
it's a different form of content, I guess, if you want to really go into that. Like the content is the experience you get while playing with other people and trying to one being the monster and that exhilarating sense of like trying to eat monsters and stay one step ahead of the hunters, or playing as the hunter and trying to figure out where the monster is and overtaking it and just beating it by a thread. Just that's the
right.
content we're talking about. I think Turtle Rock Studio wanted us to understand.
That's a funny thing because I remember you told me that they advertised a story campaign for that. When the heck did they advertise a story campaign?
That's another thing that I have to find what's called. I think I don't. Again, you can't quote me on this.
Right.
But I think there was, because IGN got scoops on it a lot, like a lot of information with them. And one of the developers said, "Oh yeah, there will be a separate campaign, and you could do this and this and this." But I think they were simply talking about
evacuation,
or like the one where it just keeps going and plays through all the modes. Yeah, but I think he played it off as sort of like this campaign mode where you got this crazy stuff. And
I knew I wasn't getting. So I don't know, people are whining. I knew I wasn't going to get that.
Yeah,
I knew exactly what I was going to pay for. It's just going to be a hunt.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I always go for, like, when I think about these things, I always try to wrap my head around the majority of people, why they're thinking this way. And since, like, we were looking at the Steam reviews, how 500 out of 700 people are agreeing that this game is not worth it. It makes me makes me try to wonder where
is Call of Duty worth $60.
I don't know. I've never bought a single one, so no, it's not.
Never bought Call of Duty.
I've never bought a Call of Duty. I bought a Medal of Honor. Those games are fun, but I've never played. I've just never played a Call of Duty game.
I mean, are we talking because all you do is hunt in this game? There isn't a detailed scripted story incorporated.
I don't know. I think everybody has a different opinion on it.
That's what I mean. Yeah,
no, I don't think
those game modes I think will be coming, and I think this game hence its title is going to evolve.
No, that's a punchline right there.
No, but I'm serious. Like they're going to add, and they're going to be free.
Well, like when they said maps are going to be free.
You can do way more cooler stuff.
I guess you could say it's going to evolve way more than Pokemon.
No, that didn't work. Okay, his was much more natural. All right.
No, what I'm saying is, I really hope they do cool stuff with new game modes.
I hope so too, and I hope
capture the fun.
And I hope they're generous enough to say, okay, these guys bought our game. Let's give them these game modes that are going to be fun, stuff like that. What is it? Would you say 12 against 2 monsters kind of thing? That would be awesome, but I don't know if that'll ever come. But what I'm saying,
12 against like 4 monsters.
12 against like 3 or 4 monsters.
But I don't know. It would just add a different experience because you're just kind of in this isolated, lonely.
But I mean, I think it is obvious that they will add more because they need to keep the meta game alive, kind of thing. You know, the people start to like kind of dwindle away, sort of like how Titanfall, like their community kind of just died out. You know, it's just
it's psychology.
And
they've been busy, as you could say.
Well, aren't they making a Titanfall 2?
Yes, they are. I think there's rumors saying that it's going to be a PlayStation exclusive.
And will Walter White be promoting the game instead of Jesse?
Oh, Jesse promoted that game, huh?
Yeah.
That's right.
After Roll of the Lifetime, he was busy. Dwindling away with the community.
Now I got it.
Further news, Evolve is the greatest. 10 out of 10.
IGN, it was pretty good.
I mean, I love monsters, you know? I love monsters.
I know people were devastated with the IGN review because I was waiting for it too. It's like him addressing the content of the game, and he not once. He just talked about the actual gameplay, which is fine. But
IGN talking about gameplay? When?
Well, he just talked about the gameplay, and the way he described it was very accurate. I felt like I was like, yeah, you know what? This guy, he understands the gameplay.
Shorters and modes, you wanted him to bitch about shorters and modes.
I wanted him to say anything about the game, you know, different game modes and stuff like that. You know, when other people review other games, they talk about everything, every aspect of the game. And this guy, he only talked about the main gameplay.
I don't like any other modes besides Defend. I think the other modes are lame.
From IGN.
For IGN.
Ignorance.
So, to bring it all to a close, Evolve. It's a good game.
Yeah.
And anybody who hasn't played it...
No, Marcos, use your favorite word. It's a sound game.
It's a sound game.
Now, boys, take it easy.
Take it from somebody who has played multiplayer games. Matthew Ford, you play tons of them. You know, you played a ton of them, Timmy. And I've actually never played a lot of multiplayer games. And you know, and take it from a newcomer who doesn't normally play online games. The game's a blast. It really is a blast to play. It's up to you if it's going to be as much as you put into it. You know, it's worth your time.
And like I said, not worth $6, but I would just pay $60 because it's so different.
Yeah, and if you get 10 to 12 hours from it, you know, maybe that's $60 worth it. Some people will get like hundreds of hours out of it, and all of a sudden that $60 was nothing. You know, it was worth every penny. It just depends.
See where this game is in 2 months, but I mean, I enjoy it right now.
Yeah.
I love their last title, and I think they're really good.
Yeah. No. I agree. They really make great. They do make great games. Yeah. And
it's not something you expect from new companies during this generation.
No. Well, they're not really new.
They're young.
They're experienced because they made the other games.
They're young.
What were you getting at with that? So yeah, that wraps up everything.
Yeah.
I was just saying we're just dying out.
No, I guess you could say these are the group of guys at Valve that weren't feeding Gabe Newell his cheeseburgers and were actually working the video game.
That wraps it up for today, guys. Thanks for joining us for this Evolve discussion.
Who are you talking to? No, I'm just thinking like we're almost talking to ourselves when we like close out this podcast.
Yeah,
it's very creepy.
It's not creepy because I do it at home anyway. So
you say Marcus is going to leave the bedroom now.
Marcus is going to work. Marcus is brushing his hair. Thanks for joining us today, guys. This has been another GameGods discussion. Evolve's fun. I was gonna say get it again. Why do I want to say get it?
No, get it again.
Get it again. Get it again.
Get it again. That's all we can say is just we end our podcast is get it again.
You get it again. Every single one. You get it again. If we just talk about like the game industry, get it again.
No, just you buy one copy of a ball, buy another. Just get it again.
And so for any other reviews, discussion videos, analysis, and stuff like that, our blog, anything like that, keep it here on GameGods.
What kind of poor ass bitch can't get it again?